everyone, welcome to another video of my cooking channel. In this video we are going to be making some homemade pretzels. What we will need for the pretzel dough is 1 tablespoon of melted butter and some flour. And you can use bread flour or all-purpose flour, or you can do a mix of both. Some yeast, and 1 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt, 1 cup of warm water, and 1 teaspoon of the sugar. And the first thing that we need to do is we need to mix together the yeast, the sugar, and the warm water. And then we will need 1 teaspoon of this white sugar. It's very clumpy, but oh well. Then the 1 teaspoon should look like that. And then we will need 2 1/4 of a teaspoon of this yeast. There's 2 teaspoons right there. And then we will need 1/4 of a teaspoon. And there's the 1/4. And then we are going to whisk that together and then let it rest for about 5 minutes. Alright, and then once the yeast has rested, it should look something like that. Alright, and then with the next step that we are going to do is that we are going to add the flour, and we will need 3 cups of flour. And then you can always add more flour to it if you need to get it to be less sticky. Then with measuring stuff out, I would recommend pouring something into the measuring cup and then leveling it out and then adjusting it to the measurement that you need it to be at. And then the 3 cups should look like this. And then we are going to pour that in. And then we can either use the rubber spatula or the electrical mixer to mix that up. And then we are going to mix this up until all of the flour is absorbed. And if it's sticky, then you can always add some more flour to it too. If the dough looks a little floury like this, then you can always add some more warm water to it to get it to absorb some more of the flour. Once the dough is all mixed up, we are going to knead it for about 5 minutes. Alright. And then once the dough is all kneaded up for about 5 minutes, we are going to turn it into a sphere. Kind of like this. And then we are going to spray the bowl and then place a damp cloth over it for about 15 minutes. And then while the pretzel dough is rising, we will need 2 cups of water and 2 tablespoons of baking soda. And then we are going to need to put the 2 cups of water into a pot. And then we are going to boil that with the 2 tablespoons of baking soda. And then we are going to boil it until the baking soda is mostly dissolved. So there's 1 tablespoon and 2 tablespoons. And then once it's been boiled, it should look something like this. Then we are going to take this off the heat. We are going to need the liquid stuff to be in a shallow dish like it is in here. Alright, and then the next step that we are going to do is we need to take the dough out of the bowl. Then we need to flatten it slightly with our hands. Alright, and then the next step that we are going to do is we are going to take a pizza cutter and then cut this into 8 sections, and just like we are going to do with the pizza. It's probably going to be safer if we have it under a cookie sheet, so now it doesn't go hard on the table. So I recommend cutting it in half like this way, and then cutting it in half this way, and then cutting each of these 4 sections in half again. But if they're not 100% equal, then that's okay. And it should look something like this. And then now we are going to move on to the next. And the next step that we are going to do is we are going to take one of the triangles and we are going to spread it out into a long rope. And we need to make this so it's about 19 to 20 inches long. Alright, and then when it's rolled out towards about 19 to 20 inches long, we are going to take it and then dip it into here. And then we are going to need to spray the cookie sheet. And then we're going to put it onto here, like this, and then kind of braid it towards like that. Here. Okay. There. Should look like that. And then we will need a pastry brush. And then some melted butter, and then kind of sprinkle it over here like this, and try to get all of the ends of the top of it with the butter. And then we are going to take this Himalayan pink salt stuff and then sprinkle it over there. And then we are going to then with some of these squares, if you want to, you can also like break them into like little like bite-sized pieces and then kind of turn it into like a ball like this, and then kind of like put your like thumb in it like this one, and it looks like that. So then you can have pretzel bites, and then like do the same exact process like what we did earlier with the other pretzels, and then bake it in the oven at the same temperature until these are golden brown. And then the pretzel should look like this, and then we are going to bake it in the oven at 475 degrees Fahrenheit for about 8 to 9 minutes or until they are golden brown. The pretzel bites should look something similar to this.